Hi everyone, welcome to Pulse of the Port. I'm your host, Sean Horish. Today we are at the Greenport Gateway Rail Project kickoff event. And as you can see, people are already starting to arrive. Why all the fuss? This $84 million rail project will increase the port's on-dock rail capacity while minimizing derailments and ease the flow of rail traffic to and from waterfront terminals. Before this event gets underway, take a look at our first story. We sent Gabriela Fresquez to SA Recycling to see how iron ore has become a promising new export here at the Port of Long Beach.
Hey everyone, I'm Gabriela Fresquez, and today we're at SA Recycling, a world leader in metal recycling and processing. In a typical year, they export about 600,000 metric tons of material through their Port of Long Beach facility. But with a slow economy and fewer people recycling their old cars and appliances, that number has dropped. But pioneering president and CEO George Adams has tapped into a new source of metal that could become the next big export here at the port. I'm talking about iron ore. Unlike the recycled metal they normally collect, process, and export, this stuff is mined straight from the ground. Next to oil, iron ore is one of the most important global commodities. Here in the United States, we have an estimated 27 billion tons of iron contained within 110 billion tons of ore. So, what's so important about iron? It's the primary ingredient for making steel. Hi George, how are you? So nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
You guys are primarily known for recycling scrap metal, but now you've begun to export iron ore. Now, can you tell me a little bit about why that's such a great export opportunity for you and what it is?
So, iron ore is the base product for steel. So, before what we were always doing was only exporting scrap metal and selling it to steel mills in Korea, Malaysia, China, different places like that. But there's only so much volume, especially with the slowdown in the economy, we need more volume. And so we started looking at different commodities that we could do, and iron ore was a logical choice. This iron ore is coming out of an iron ore mine in Utah. And they're loading in unit trains and they're bringing it down here.
When it arrives here, what happens to it, and then where does it go?
So the unit trains show up here. They're bottom dumping unit trains. You drop the material out the bottom onto a conveyor. It goes up into a pile. Once we've accumulated about 50,000 tons, we'll bring a ship in, and then we'll load it in a truck, dump it in a pan, and dump it in the ship.
All right guys, the easy part of the day's over. It's time to get to work. All right, so once the iron ore arrives here, where is it going?
So this material here, it'll go into Asia, either to China, Korea, some could go to Taiwan, could go to Malaysia, but really mostly China or Korea would be the logical customers.
So you're kind of like the Iron Man, no pun intended, right? Does anyone ever call you that?
Really, it was always scrap. And this here, we think it's got the potential to double our volume. There isn't another scrap shipper in the country that I know of that has iron ore. And so when they're out trying to buy scrap, we think this will give us an advantage. And the Port of Long Beach has been a great partner in getting this done. They really supported us in getting this project through. When we get done, this will be world-class. It'll be the finest on the West Coast.
So how is this new venture actually going to support the local economy? Because I would assume that there would be, some job creation.
We brought in 15 guys for this material on 2 shifts. You got PHL, the harbor line, so now they brought in more crews because they're shifting the trains in and out. The people that supply the ships, that supply the goods, all of those things all come together because this material can't work in a vacuum. And so it has to have tremendous support.
All right, George, I just want to say thank you so much. I learned so much today, and congratulations on the new operation here.
It's been a lot of fun, and I'm really excited about it.
In recent months, China's steel production output has reached record levels, about 2.21 million metric tons per day. And current prices in iron ore are hovering around $130 per metric ton. And here in the US, we have iron ore in abundant supply. See a connection here? It's great news for SA Recycling, who's leading the way as an exporter and supporting jobs in the process. I'm Gabriela Fresquez. Thanks for joining me.
One of the great things about iron ore is that it's dense and heavy, doesn't create any dust issues when stored outside. After the break, we'll see how shore power is reducing vessel-related emissions in record amounts.